So welcome back to the channel, and this is the next in my series that I'm doing on how to get the best out of your mobile phone's camera. And in this episode I'm going to show you how you can create some cool effects like these. In this video I'm going to show you how to turn the live mode on and off. I'm going to show you how to change the key photo. If you don't know what the key photo is, that'll all become clear as we go through this video. I'm going to show you how to add those cool effects I showed you just now. One thing that might be confusing you is the difference between live and burst. So what Live Photos actually does is it records 1.5 seconds of video before and after the shot you take. What burst mode does is take photos all the time you've got your finger on that shutter button. Let's get started. How do you take a live photo? Well, open the camera app, make sure it's on photo, and simply tap this symbol at the top of the screen. You'll see a message saying live on. To turn it off, simply tap it again and you'll see a message saying live off. It's really as simple as that. How you take the photo is simply tap the shutter button as normal, but make sure you're holding your camera as still as possible, because remember it's filming a little video clip as well. Now once you've taken your live photo, you might want to look at it. So how would we do that? Open the Photos app on your phone, and the easiest way to find them if you want to look back at some of the old ones as well is go to your album list. And in there you'll see one called Live, and that'll bring up all your live photos. Find the live photo you want, tap and hold, and it'll play the little video clip that it's created. So here I've got some live photos that I took on a beach. Live photos often work best if you've got a moving subject. So here I've got an example of some crashing waves, and here's another example of some waves just coming up the beach by this sea defence or groin. Now how to change that key photo. So open the live photo and then tap edit. Now in the bottom menu you'll see that live photo symbol again, so tap on that. Now move the slider to change to the particular frame you want. When you release your finger, you should see a little message saying make key photo. Tap on that and then on done. If you want to toggle the live photo effect off and on when you're editing, perhaps you want to do some different edits like adjusting the exposure and so on, you simply just tap that same little live symbol again and that'll turn it off. How do you add those cool effects? There are 3 you can choose from: loop, bounce and long exposure. Let's take a look at the first one, loop. Now you access this simply by clicking on where it says live and select the loop option. And what this will do is it'll create a continuous video loop that looks something like this. You can see this in this crashing wave, and it actually has created a nice effect there because this is realistically what would be happening. Waves would be continuously bombarding this sea defence. Bounce is the second effect you can choose. You access it the same way by clicking on the live and now selecting bounce. And what this does is it goes back to the start all the time, so it rewinds the video. You can see the same thing in this live photo as the one I used for the loop. Now the wave is going back and forward, so it's rewinding rather than going round in the loop. And the third effect you can create is long exposure. Let's move to a slightly different clip because it'll work much better for this. So here I've got a clip of the waves coming up against this breakwater, and if you want to create that dreamy sort of silky water effect, that's done by doing a long exposure. Now normally on a DSLR camera, for example, what you'd do is you'd set your shutter speed to something very low, like a few seconds, and this is creating that same sort of effect. So if I select long exposure, you can see what it's done. Now the beauty of all these effects, you can go back at any time and revert it to the original live mode and change it to a particular effect you want to try instead. I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing lots of your little clips in the Nifty 50 Photographers Facebook group. You can find a link to that in the description for this video. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video when we'll be talking about burst mode.